I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
And this is your Shorty episode for the month of September. Oh my gosh.
Right. That is right.
Yeesh.
Do you know how hard it is?
Wow.
Do you know how much I fight the getting older urge to always, every time we say what month it is, go, I can't believe it.
I know.
I can't believe every single time. I'm like, you can't keep saying that every time a new month pops up, every time it's a new month. But the impulse is there and I'm fighting it with my whole being.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, it goes so fast.
The years start coming and they don't stop coming.
You know, Smash Mouth really had a point.
They really did.
They really did.
They know.
As the poets have said.
I didn't take it to heart when I was a kid. You know, I watched Shrek and just let that one fly right by.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it kept coming. Not speaking of Shrek or anything to do with Shrek at all. I was on Reddit and I saw this comment. It was like a wedding, right? And they were at the reception and the bride was she was throwing her bouquet, right? She was pretending to throw it. And then she turned around and she went and handed it to her friend. And then her boyfriend tapped her on the shoulder and proposed to her. So like clearly it was set up.
Right.
I know this is like a topic, right? Like people are like, you better not get fucking engaged at my wedding. Well, how would you feel about that?
That's totally different if the bride is in on it.
Right.
Because like clearly the bride was in on it.
Yes.
So like that is totally different. If it's a surprise, yeah, no, that is really not cool. Like getting engaged at someone's engagement party, rehearsal dinner, wedding,
announcing a pregnancy.
Right. No. You don't take the spotlight off of it's somebody's, special event. Now, in this case, it seems like that was something that was, pre-orchestrated beforehand, and the bride obviously was totally fine with it. So like that's fine. It's just like you never know how someone's going to react to that. And also, all three of us have planned weddings. They're really high stress situations.
Yeah.
And so you could be a really chill person and be a not chill bride. So like that kind of thing.
It's so true.
That kind of thing you could have normally been like, oh, it's not a big deal, whatever. Like, but in that moment, you run the risk of having a bride lose her shit. So it's just like better to wait. Like,
yeah.
There's no reason.
And also, like, I don't know why you would want your engagement to be a part of someone else's special day.
Big event.
You know what I mean? Like, I am selfish enough that it's like, no, I want my engagement to be about me. Me, 1,000%. Not, oh, we were at, this friend's wedding and everything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean,
with their involvement.
This makes for a cute story, kind of, like depending on the relationship between the bridesmaid friend
couples, maybe.
And this could make for a cute story because everybody was kind of in on it. But I'm kind of with you. And it just it leads to too much like chatter because it is a topic that people have very strong opinions on. That I would just rather avoid this altogether. Wait a week, go on a trip, propose on the beach,
Exactly.
Maybe if it was like, oh, this is like a good family friend and my brother are getting engaged and all their families are going to be there, and it would be kind of a cool surprise for everybody. I'd be into that. Honestly, if it was my wedding, totally in. But I agree with you, Christina. Like if somebody fucking proposed to me at someone else's wedding, I'd be like fucking floored. I would I don't like that much attention. I like attention. But that would be fucking weird.
But this actually,
I would feel.
It also brings up, I think, another point. I don't know if either of you guys have been bombarded with the wedding dress drama on TikTok this week.
You know what?
The what?
I have not been, and I have been on Messy Talk this week, and I have not been on the wedding dress drama. I feel like there is always wedding dress drama on TikTok for some reason.
This one got really big, and I'll tell you why this kind of fits. So there was a wedding dress designer who basically put a bride on blast. Was like, this bitch ordered a dress from me and basically stole it from me. Didn't pay. Nothing.
Okay, I have a few questions though. Obviously that's horrific, but again, we've all planned weddings. She didn't pay a deposit?
She apparently paid a deposit but didn't pay the remaining amount.
Okay. And don't you pay it when you go to pick up the dress?
Right.
Exactly. Like, how do you even walk out of the place with
So
the dress?
apparently she had to have it shipped.
Go to check.
She had to have it shipped. And so she
okay.
hadn't paid the final balance. So she put this bride on blast, and everyone was like, that's fucking like jumping, dogpiling on the bride. Well, the bride rocks up. She's like, post honeymoon, she's like, let me tell you what actually happened with like receipts.
Oh, dude, people,
this dress was so fucked up. It was so jank. It was unwearable. It was late. It was not what she had ordered. It was this whole thing. She came with text conversations, the whole thing. And so it makes me think, same thing as people commenting on like, you can't get engaged and blah, blah, blah. It's like, reminder, you don't have the full story. So before you dogpile and make your kind of judgments about like the situation, yes, we all know what we would do in a situation, but you don't have all the facts. Again, like you said, maybe the bride and that bridesmaids are like the bestest of friends and she's going to marry her brother or whatever. And it's like, been agreed upon and stuff. So even though it's not your cup of tea, like they're good. Exactly. We don't need to comment on it.
Here's the thing.
She clearly, like you said, the bride was clearly in on it. The girl who was being proposed to didn't look like devastated or like what the fuck. Like she was surprised, but it was like a good surprise.
Insane. Any article, and you know, I feel like people on Instagram is always posting things about like it's usually Reddit stories about weddings or brides or faux pas or whatever. People have the strongest opinions about weddings, marriages, and babies. People have the strongest opinions. And the thing is, if it doesn't bother the couple that's getting married, it shouldn't bother you.
Not about you.
Okay? Like because there are look, I agree that there are blanket rules of etiquette that we usually, go by. Don't get engaged at someone else's wedding. Don't wear white to the wedding. Those types of things. But if the bride is like, I want all my guests to wear white, well, then rock up in your best white dress, girl. Like that's right. That's what she wants. That and that's like exactly if she's happy, you don't get to have an opinion about it, or don't fucking show up. Because I see that shit all the time, like
no kids at a wedding.
Oh yeah,
you know how that makes people go.
Then
bananas.
Don't come. Then don't come. Then don't come.
Yeah, it's not your wedding.
Yeah, and
it's not about you, and it's definitely not about your fucking kids.
I saw an "Am I the Asshole?" This is certainly. I saw an "Am I the Asshole?" where it was like, because it was a vegan wedding, and they brought like meat to the they brought their own meals with meat in them to the wedding, and the bride and groom were upset about it. And it's like, well, fucking yeah, dude. Yeah. Like, first of all, you can go one and the discourse, like one the people having comments and opinions about, like, well, like, I don't think that's fair to meat eaters. You need to accommodate your guests, blah, 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 blah. It's not your fucking wedding. Eat loop by In-N-Out on your way.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat your burger before you get there. If you really, really can't go, one meal.
Yeah, and honestly, that's like like you can't eat one vegan meal, like
unless you have health concerns or something. Right. Like it's just like, guys, it is not about you. And if you can't set it aside for one evening to just like, because people have alcohol-free weddings and they do it for all kinds of reasons. And if it's a moral thing for them or an ethical thing for them, just respect it.
Yeah.
Like, God.
Don't go.
Don't go.
You don't have to go. Or just, you know what? Go for a short bit and don't stay the whole time.
That's exactly right. Go for the ceremony.
You know what? Everybody
leave for the reception. Eaten. Right? As long as you communicate.
We're actually not going to stay the whole night because of whatever reason. You can make up 1,000 reasons to be polite,
I truly think that we're in the midst of a huge empathy crisis in this country. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? That inability to step outside yourself and consider how your actions or your words affect other people. Like, I truly don't think that a majority of people do that. I feel like it's pretty much split 50-50. Just
it's wild. It's wild.
Really
it's very foreign
wild
to me to not like
Yeah.
consider.
I mean, there's literal people walking around like Trump campaigns with "fuck your feelings" shirts.
Yeah.
Like, get real.
Yeah.
Come on.
Who also go to church on Sunday,
yes.
which is
And also have big feelings about everything.
Yeah, I mean, at some
Trump
point,
won. No,
at some point, it became
it
became something where like being brutally honest, quote unquote, brutally honest, became something that we are supposed to respect. That somebody's just like, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. It's like you can be honest and still be kind. You know, like you're just being a fucking asshole. Like you're just being an asshole. Like you're not taking into account someone else's feelings or how saying it this way might hurt their feelings. And it's not fake to do that. It's polite.
Right.
It's nice.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know when that shift happened, but yeah, we really like hold up. We really do.
It's right around Gen X.
You know.
Honestly, I do think the internet too, like
people.
The internet allowing for people to be anonymous.
Yes.
Like just lets people be so ugly. And I'm like, why does that make people feel good?
Why do you
want to be
ugly? I don't know. It tortures me.
It bothers me to think that I might hurt somebody's feelings.
Too. It keeps me up at night.
That. I don't get why somebody can comment something so cruel on somebody. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I could never, not even like anonymously. It's so,
no.
That's such a wild impulse for me.
I think about times whenever I've maybe possibly hurt someone's feelings in like middle school. Oh, and I'm like, should I find them on Facebook and message them and apologize? I actually really do. I actually really do. So I cannot imagine just like being cruel for no reason and having no or having no awareness of it. Maybe.
I just feel like that invites so much negativity and sadness and anger into your life. And if life is hard enough, which it fucking is, why wouldn't you want to lead with kindness to try to make some ray of sunshine enter your life for a brief moment in all the shit that we have to deal with? It's like you choose to do with your time to spread ugliness. That is so... I just can't wrap my head around that.
I believe in karma, so that shit will come back around.
That's exactly right. I was thinking about it too. I'm like, well, I mean, the fruits of that labor basically are you just don't have friends because nobody really wants to be around somebody who's like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So, I mean, you can be a fucking asshole and just be disrespectful and quote your truth. But, you know, at the end of the day, nobody actually wants to be friends with people like that.
Yeah. So. Oh, good point. Well, I feel like we maybe shed a ray of sunshine with this opening. The quote is mind your own damn business and be a nice person. So you want to hop into stories?
Yes.
Sounds good.
I'll go first. It was a first date. I was a college freshman. He was an upperclassman and an amateur composer. He picked me up, took me back to his house where he lived with his mom, and forced me to critique terrible MIDI songs he had created for like an hour. Then he said,
"Is that her job?"
Dude, a date is not a performance. It's not a talent show. Like, what the fuck?
Can I get some notes on this?
Listen to my songs, my skills. Then he said, want to go out for some entertainment, and took me to an old folks home where he conducted a concert of like 10 old people playing his shitty music.
Okay. I'm of two minds about this. Because if you tell me beforehand that you volunteer at an old folks home, I'm like, oh, that's lovely. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And even if you told me that like we were going to go there on our date, I'd be like, oh, that's great. You know, I'd love to go with you, you know. But first of all, I don't like surprises like that.
Right.
Don't surprise me like that. Mm-mm. Secondly, you are forcing these old people to play your music.
Yeah. So in a sense, it doesn't feel like something cute. It feels like he's showing off.
Right.
In a way.
It's weird. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah. Then we ate at a cramped takeout restaurant and he made me foot the bill. It was our only date.
I bet it was.
Yeah. No surprise.
Oh my God. Okay. This one is really short. It says, his mom drove him to the restaurant and his ex-wife had to bring him money to pay his check because he left his wallet in his mom's purse in her car. He was 31.
What? Why does your mom have your wallet?
Your mommy drove you to the restaurant and your ex-wife paid for your meal.
Yikes.
You got if I'm sorry, Christina. Dude. If your ex-husband called you, can you come lend me some money? Can you come pay my date, my dinner?
No.
You know that woman's tired. You know that woman is tired. Like that ex-wife is like,
she's like, whatever. Yes,
what, fine.
She's probably helping him date. So she's like, just get out of my life. Here's $36 to cover.
Off my hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, left his wallet in his mommy's purse.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, of the exes in the room that we could talk about, it would be
would be mine.
You are so fucking right. In his mom's car, his mom drove him to the date.
Yeah, and he left his wallet in her purse. Yeah, no, this is 100%. I feel like, Christina, did you write that story in?
Oh no, could I have? Maybe.
Horrific.
Yes. I mean, in another world, this is a Christina story.
Oh.
Okay, so mine's kind of a longer one. So it says, first date with my now husband. I had just turned 30, but my license had expired the week before. So I only had a temporary license. We went to a bar and they kicked me out at 8:30. Super embarrassing. We ended up walking
at 8:30. Why then? They're like, I guess maybe then it switches over.
Yeah.
Okay.
We ended up walking around a trendy neighborhood for hours because of it. He brought me bought me some bubble tea at a cool little shop. We promptly got diarrhea from the tea.
Oh, listen, a lot of people are lactose intolerant and don't know it.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No whole milk on a date.
Bubbles.
Listen, it comes for you too. All of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is
milk in bubble tea, right? Am I remember that correctly? Because I don't like it, so I don't drink it. It looks milky.
Either. It does look milky. It does look like a milky tea.
Let's go with that.
Okay. We'll get notes. I'm sure. Still ended up making out on a street corner and got honked at and whistled at. We were both obviously so into each other that we kind of forgot we'd been sick and got to third base in the backseat of his car.
No, I'm sorry. Wait, did she say what kind of sick? Is it like up or down?
Oh, she said diarrhea.
Oh, no.
They both
No.
Down sick is off limit.
Right. Up sick, at least you can brush teeth, you can swish with mouthwash, you can try in, but
options.
Yeah, unless
drink a Coca-Cola. I heard it kills everything.
Oh my God. Like the other way,
down sick.
Your booty cheeks are sticky. No, I'm not doing it.
No, there's remnants.
Oh, gross.
There was no alcohol involved in this ridiculous night. Did I also mention I was 30 when I acted like this? Anyway, going on 9 years in April.
Hey, well, applause. Hey, if
when
you're gonna be gross, find somebody to be gross with you. You know, someone's gonna match your freaks. So,
Lord,
yes,
it's not for me though. It's not for me,
you
but
know,
also,
it's not for me. I need a shower.
Do you know what? Tying it back to what we were talking about at the top.
Mind your business.
I'm minding my business, and they seem happy. Yeah. So
if you're happy, if you like it, I love it. You know?
Yeah.
Great.
Truly. Oh, God. Okay. This one's really short. Guy told me he just recently got out of a long-term relationship, so he wasn't looking for commitment, but asked me if he could be my maintenance man as he stroked his penis through his jeans.
Please don't. Please no.
He wants to lay that pipe.
Please no.
Anybody that is literally like my body, just like
you're not Magic Mike. We don't need that. You know, like that's I don't. And we practiced that too. He practiced that line.
Yes.
He thought he looked good in the mirror. He got a little high because that's when that stuff happens. Yes. You're like, I look good. And it's like, you don't. Oh, you don't look good.
Don't do that in public.
On that. Yeah.
Oh God.
Sweet Jesus. Okay.
Woof.
Speaking of lactose intolerance, I once went home with a guy who drank milk and whiskey together.
Oh. That sounds like vomit.
Milk and whiskey. Ew.
Oh.
That sounds like buttermilk, like how they're like, oh, you don't have any buttermilk, mix a little vinegar into regular milk. I'm like, that's exactly what this feels like.
No, it makes me think of Cass, you remember that the Dube in Columbus, the Blue Danube?
Yes.
Yeah, so they used to do this thing where they would have like a $2 shot, and it was always disgusting. And one was called a cement mixer.
Oh my God.
And it was
I've seen those.
Yeah, it was like Bailey's and pickle juice or whatever, and it would like congeal and curdle. And I'm like, why would you
listen?
You're gonna make someone throw up, and then you're gonna have to clean that up.
Gross.
If I want to
do that,
if I want to swallow a loogie, I will order oysters. Okay.
Oh, those
are
delicious.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. That's disgusting.
Gross.
So she says, should have been a red flag. Anyway, the next morning, he kept asking me to come to work with him for the day. His job was washing dishes in a kitchen.
No. What?
Just stand there and watch you like clean the brunch plate.
This really gets me going.
Oh God, dude! If you've ever been back at a dishwashing station,
it's disgusting.
It really does put you off. Of eating for a long time.
It does. I used to work as a hostess at an Applebee's, and like back there, the where you put the dishes, it's like there's a firefighter hose to like. Spray all the dishes down. It is not cute. It's just like giblets flying everywhere. Disgusting.
Dude, I used to wait tables. I think we all have at some point in our life. There's some servers that I have worked with throughout my years who were fine with eating other people's leftovers off of their plate, which I think is the most vile.
Yeah, you don't know where those fingies have been. Other people's fingers. Because it was usually fries. Like I would always see people eating other people's fries.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, that, y'all, this is an Applebee's.
No.
No.
Bro.
Stop it. Okay. It was about 7 a.m. and I made my excuses and went to the toilet, and there was his dad, bollock naked, painting the bathroom door at 7 a.m.
Oh my God.
At 7 a.m, your date's dad is just crouched over, painting the bathroom door. No. Can you imagine?
No.
Oh,
I mean, listen, in the dad's defense, probably didn't know she was there.
Yeah, it's his house.
No clue.
He's probably like, this way he doesn't dirty his clothes. Painting naked.
Sure.
Life hack.
But he pays the rent there.
Yeah, exactly. No,
his place.
We've started doing naked hot tub time. Because we're like,
man,
listen,
I told you I did yoga naked.
Sure.
Like, look, if being naked, not an issue. Just like the embarrassment. Like I can just picture. He's like, I just picture him crouched over painting and then doing that like, over the shoulder. Just like, who's that? Who goes there?
Hey,
oopsie,
I'm naked.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Horrifying.
Okay. On one of our first dates, my boyfriend took us on to an event called Acro Cats. It's like a traveling circus for house cats.
Wait,
the cats are pretty.
This is amazing.
It sounds like my favorite. I know. I was like, what is this? My best date? I don't see the problem at all. Cats are pretty well trained, but from the beginning, they make it clear that cats will be cats and do whatever the hell they want. It was pure chaos, and several of the cats were just wandering around the audience. It was so funny and awful, but amazing.
That sounds.
I know. I'm like, is this best date now? Is it my best date
to something like this? I think
I'm sorry, did I change this?
I think this about like whenever I see yoga with puppies or yoga with goats, it's like, you're not getting a good yoga workout in, right? Like, like you're going to do some downward dog.
Hang with goats.
You're mostly just like playing with puppies the whole time. And that's a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to watch some cats. Maybe a couple of them jump through a hoop, but the rest are just like, hanging out in the audience.
I know. I love it.
I mean, yeah, sounds like my best date.
Yeah, honestly. Okay. Many years ago, on an April 15th, my date said he had something super fun planned, and it's a surprise. I'm like,
no
how
surprises.
does she remember that date specifically?
It must have been
first
just
thought.
Burned into her brain. But like, I am not even someone who hates surprises. I'm not someone like if one of you planned a surprise party for me or something like that, that would be fine with me. We got to stop with the surprises on dates.
Yeah,
we got to stop.
Yeah. Well, it's also
if you don't know the person.
If you don't know the exactly, because it's like you are fine with surprises from your friends because your friends know you and
you're
love
not going
you.
to surprise me with something
exactly.
terrifying.
It's not like woo, we're going whitewater rafting. No, that's not.
I would actually probably like whitewater, but
spur of the moment on April 15th,
I don't love escape rooms. Like don't surprise me. I know you do. You do.
Okay, so it's the April 15th. It's a surprise. So he took me to the drive-thru at White Castle and then parked at the post office to watch people scrambling to get their tax returns filed in time.
Okay. Also, you don't
look at that dumb bastard.
The other thing is like people play themselves because it's like if you say this is a surprise, you are automatically raising the stakes, right? You're raising my expectations.
Right.
So if it's a surprise, you better fucking deliver.
Yeah.
It better be incredible. White Castle and watching people file their tax returns? No, dude. No.
But listen, if you're in a quirky, fun new relationship and someone's like calls up and be like, "Hey, you want to get some drive-through food and watch people freak the fuck out trying to get their taxes done in time?"
This is also this is a high activity as well. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Where it's just like eat White Castle.
Yeah. And watch people laugh and talk with each other. It's like, that's fine. But you're exactly right. The fact that he's like, it's a surprise. It's like you're thinking something fantastic, special, amazing.
Right. Weird. Yeah. All right. I have a banger.
Uh-oh.
He kept trying to kiss me, even though he would constantly bump his front teeth into mine.
Ugh. I hate that feeling.
That like scraping of teeth feeling. Horrible.
Hate it.
As he kissed me the final time, his literal front tooth got knocked off and fell into my mouth.
No.
Oh my God. Can you imagine having someone else's
No.
As if he couldn't feel it, he kept kissing me, and I just spat his tooth out and left.
Oh my God!
You spit someone else's tooth out of your mouth.
You guys, that's a nightmare. Literally, people have nightmares about this.
What the fuck?
Oh,
what the
God.
fuck? And like, what was going through his head? Like, he was just like, play it cool. Just keep going. Just act like nothing's wrong.
Do you think he just didn't feel it?
I'm sorry. I'm going to say something very controversial. 10 times out of 10, I would rather have anyone's dick in my mouth than anyone's tooth.
Oh, I don't think that's controversial. Well, anyone's dick
versus their tooth? They're two.
You're right. Because you can think of some skeevy dicks, but they also probably have skeevy teeth.
Right, exactly. And skeevy
teeth in general are just so disconcerting, aren't they?
Oh, God.
I hate
what even are teeth?
I don't want to play this game. I don't want to play that game. I'm out. I wouldn't either. I gotta be honest with you. Have you bumped teeth with somebody?
Yes,
when you were kissing?
it's the worst.
Yes. I swear to God, it's like a paper cut. Like you're so gentle next. Like I don't want to kiss for like a month. I feel like it. I'm like
it also
like
can make that sound that like is like nails on a chalkboard for me. That like scraping concrete. Yeah, I don't.
No.
It's a no dog, and I feel for people who got big teeth because sometimes. Do you ever see couples? I thought that about Michael B. Jordan when he was dating Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. And I'm like, they were a beautiful couple, but there was so much teeth in that relationship.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did that not happen?
Yeah.
They were scraping teeth.
Which is hilarious because in Kings of Comedy, they make fun of this guy with really big teeth. He's like, God, you go down on somebody and give her a hysterectomy.
I mean, listen.
Truly. Oh my goodness. Well, if you guys have something that we should watch, talk about, if you have a terrible date story, if especially involving teeth, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com, and we love you so much.
Cheers.